Hey everyone, I'm Petter Mannefelt. I'm the creative director for Exoborne. Exoborne is a tactical open-world extraction shooter set in a United States destroyed by a climate disaster. And today we're going to talk about my favorite part of the game, which is the Exo-rigs that define your build and playstyle. The Exo-rigs were designed and created by the Rebirth Corporation as a tool to build this huge infrastructure to try to stop the climate disaster from happening. After it happened and everything fell apart, now the Exo-rigs are used for combat purposes. When designing the Exo-rigs, we wanted to create almost superhuman abilities for the players without actually being immortal or anything like that. So as a player, you're still very vulnerable. The world is very dangerous, but you have these abilities that are defined by your Exo-rig.
Of course, we've looked at movies and media and other things, but we've also looked at real life. You know, there's real exosuits and exoskeletons out there. There's some really interesting designs in prosthetics and things like that. Kodiak is this big, hulking, kind of tanky exo. It's kind of like a power loader. It's really great for taking damage and protecting your teammates. Viper is this really fast-paced, sleek, assassin ninja-y character that can go invisible. It can come out with a really cool blade and like stab people in the neck. Kestrel is super good for players that want to go fast. You know, it's all about flying with this kind of like jetpack and getting from A to B really fast, rescuing allies or scouting a location.
We have added an Exo-rig progression system, and we really wanted to strengthen the bond between you and your Exo-rig, where you can upgrade different joints and different things of your physical Exo-rig. So it has a bunch of choice in it, depending on what kind of build you want to create. When designing this new system with Exo-rig mods, we were looking at the Exo-rig and trying to really modify the joints you have. So the arm joints, they modify the recoil of your weapons, the legs, they modify your run speed and jump, etc. And you can even modify your grappling hook to do specific things, and it's very much related to how the Exo-rig works. And to be able to modify your Exo-rig, you need to level up your Exo-rig, you need to find the right materials to make those joints, to modify your grapple hook and so on.
For example, with a Kodiak ally core, you can apply fortification to yourself and your allies. And with a threat detector grapple, you can scan for enemies at the point of the grapple. If you're more of an aggressive player, you can lean into the Kodiak's tanky side and increase your jump height with a jump height mod and use the ground slam from above. When using the Kestrel, you can be more team-oriented by using the updraft core. This gives your charge jump an updraft, allowing your teammates to get some extra height by parachuting through. If you really want to lean into air mobility, you can equip something like the jet core to the Kestrel, allowing you to hover even faster, and then pair that with something like the spread stabilizer to give you even more dangerous aim in the air.
Your Exo-rig, it requires a lot of energy, but you can also recharge it. But it depends on one of your loadout items, the catalyst. So different catalysts recharge your Exo-rig different ways. And some of the catalysts require lightning to get the energy back into its battery. But some of them require you to be still for a while or be in the rain. So they really define how you approach each session. When you make a build for your Exo-rig, it's important to think about all the aspects of what you can customize. So the Exo-rig mods, do they synergize with a catalyst? Do they promote a playstyle? For example, if you have a Kestrel and it really wants to fly, do you have a catalyst that gains energy from flying, for example?
The fun part is you can build, craft, and store many Exo-rig variants, and then use the right one for the right deployment. If you're going for a mission together with your squad, you might want to put on your Protector Kodiak Exo. If you decide to risk it solo, you might want to lean on your sneaky Viper Exo. And even with a single Exo archetype, you can create multiple versions. For example, one Viper tuned for stealth exploration, and one modded for aggressive PvP ambushes.
We wanted to find a sweet spot of what you risk when you go into the session, and it's important for us that you also keep something every time so you don't risk your entire character and Exo-rig. And I think we found a good mix where you risk everything you have in your loadout and backpack. And that is my weapon mods, it's my Exo-rig abilities, the things I've attached to my Exo-rig. It's my backpack, it's my catalyst, it's my armor, and all the consumables I carry with me into the game, like armor plates, and also all the ammunition I carry from the start, even my clearance to be able to access certain locations. However, I'm not putting the extra upgrades on my Exo-rig at risk. So those are permanent, which means that I have that permanent progression, which is really fun. I think the Exo-rig progression makes our game truly unique because it's something that's very closely connected to your Exo-rig that changes your playstyle and has a permanent progression that has synergies with not only what happens in the session but also your teammates and your abilities that you bring in on your character. Thank you everyone, and head to the Steam page to sign up for the playtest and wishlist Exoborne on Steam. The playtest will run from 16th of September to 7th of October, and in the playtest you can experience everything we talked about today. See you in Colton County.